Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet.
Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Our Saturday Westerns are here with episodes of Have Gun Will Travel, Gunsmoke, and The Six Shooter, and we'll add an episode of the Hallmark Playhouse, Westward Ho, starring Joseph Cotton. And we'll wrap it all up with Fibber and Molly. That's coming up on this Saturday, 31st day of January. We have 334 days left in 2026. Confederate General Robert E. Lee became General-in-Chief on this date in 1865 in the Civil War. Now, it was on this date in 1933 M marketed Scotch tape for the first time. The Green Hornet radio show debuted on this date in 1936. And in 1945, U.S. Army Private Eddie Slovic executed the first American soldier since the Civil War to be executed for desertion. President Truman announced a program to develop the hydrogen bomb on this date in 1950. In 1957, 3 students on a junior high school playground in Pacoima, California, among the 8 persons killed following the mid-air collision between a Douglas DC-7 airliner and a Northrop F-89 Scorpion fighter jet above the San Fernando Valley section of Los Angeles. And I believe we have a CBS Radio Workshop production of that. I need to find a better copy of it because the one we have is not real good, but yes. Now, it was on this date in 1958, the first successful launch of an American satellite into orbit.
Cape Canaveral, Florida, and a final checkup for the 70-foot Jupiter C about to put the Explorer into orbit round the Earth. The success of the Russian Sputniks and the failure of America's Vanguard project must have been in the minds of all concerned as the moment for firing approached.
8, 7, 6, 5.
The United States is ready to try and place its first Earth satellite into orbit. And there is a sudden tremendous burst of flame. We can see the Jupiter C missile on its way.
We may be sure that a great sigh of relief accompanied the Explorer as it soared away into outer space, exactly according to plan.
The launch of Explorer 1 68 years ago today. Also on this date, back in 1958, James Van Allen discovered the Van Allen radiation belt. And in 1961, on this date, Ham the chimp traveled into outer space. In 1966, after a 37-day pause, President Johnson ordered resumption of airstrikes in Vietnam.
On this Monday morning in Vietnam, at my direction, after complete and thorough consultation and agreement with the government of South Vietnam, United States aircraft have resumed action in North Vietnam.
2 years later, on this date in 1968, the Viet Cong attacked the U.S. Embassy in Saigon. In 1988, President Reagan spoke at a memorial service honoring the crew of the Space Shuttle Challenger who were killed at liftoff 3 days earlier.
Sometimes when we reach for the stars, we fall short. But we must pick ourselves up again and press on, despite the pain. Our nation is indeed fortunate that we can still draw on immense reservoirs of courage, character, and fortitude. That we're still blessed with heroes like those of the Space Shuttle Challenger. Dick, Mike, Judy, Elle, Ron, Greg, and Krista. Your families and your country mourn your passing. We bid you goodbye. We will never forget you.
President Reagan on this date back in 1988. In 1990, the first Russian McDonald's opened in Moscow, and it was on this date in 1992 Howard Cosell retired.
This is Howard Cosell saying goodbye.
Now, after his wife died of a heart attack in 1990, the sportscaster's health began to fail. He would die of a cardiac embolism 3 years later at the age of 77. President Clinton on this date in 1995 authorized a $20 billion loan to Mexico to stabilize their economy. In the Netherlands on this date in 2001, a Scottish court convicted a Libyan and acquitted another for their part in the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103, which crashed into Lockerbie, Scotland in 1988. Mystery Science Theater 3000 ended its run on the Sci-Fi Channel on this date in 2004. And it was on this date in 2005 the child molestation trial of superstar Michael Jackson began in California. Jackson himself appealed to the public for a fair trial.
In the last few weeks, a large amount of ugly, malicious information has been released into the media about me. Apparently, this information was leaked through transcripts in a grand jury proceeding, where neither my lawyers nor I ever appeared. The information is disgusting and false.
Jackson would be acquitted of all counts in June of 2005, and he never returned to Neverland Ranch. In 2006, Samuel Alito assumed office as the 110th Supreme Court Justice of the U.S.
I believe that Supreme Court Justice Alito will be a credit to the court and a credit to the country.
After Antonin Scalia, Alito, the second Italian-American justice to serve on the Supreme Court. The last Boeing 747, the original wide-body airliner, delivered on this date in 2003 to Atlas Air and operated for Apex Logistics. And it was a year ago today, MedJet's Flight 056 crashed near Roosevelt Mall in Philadelphia, killing 8 people and injuring 23. Among those passing away on this date in history, the inventor of FM radio, Edwin Howard Armstrong, A.A. Milne, also Samuel Goldwyn, the studio executive, and jazz drummer Cozy Cole. Birth dates on this date of people who are no longer with us include composer Franz Schubert, writer Zane Grey, actor-singer Eddie Cantor, Tallulah Bankhead, darling, Gary Moore, a very funny man, and quite the MC, Mario Lanza, Carol Channing, Norman Mailer, the writer, also actor James Franciscus and actress Suzanne Plachette. Those people, all born on this date in history, they have all performing now on another stage.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
From Airplane and Beverly Hills Cop, Jonathan Banks is 79.
Smart. That's what I would have done if I were you.
From an appearance on Breaking Bad, Jonathan Banks, 79 today. Casey and the Sunshine Band frontman Harry Wayne Casey, 75 and still performing. The Sex Pistols, Johnny Rotten is 70. Fit Finlay, pro wrestler who now is pretty much retired. His son is in New Japan Pro Wrestling. One son is. Another son, I believe, is in WWE's NXT. Fit Finlay is 68 years old today. From Cocktail and Roadhouse, Kelly Lynch is 67. Minnie Driver is 56. From Scandal, Kerry Washington is 49.
I am good. I am brilliant. I would eat, breathe, and live Fitzgerald Grant every minute of every day. You would be lucky to have me.
Now that's confidence. Kerry Washington, 49 today. Justin Timberlake is 45. And from Super 8 and the Kissing Booth, Joel Courtney is 30. Those just a few of the people celebrating the final day of January as their birthday. If this is your birthday.
Hi, we're the 4 freshmen, and we just want to say, Happy birthday to you.
Say goodbye to digestive woes with a traditional 2-ingredient formula that brings natural history-back relief to your system. Professor B's Digestive Aid, inspired by Roman herbology, it delivers pristine natural ingredients that promote balanced digestion and overall wellness. Very simple, because where do you go wrong with honey? Where do you go wrong with diphtheria? Check it out, Professor B's Digestive Aid. It costs you nothing to go check it out and embrace a healthier gut naturally. Professor B's Digestive Aid. And it costs you nothing just to go take a look. Check out profbees.com. That's PROFBEES.com. Or if you can't follow what I'm saying, the link's in the show notes, the link's at classicradio.stream. If you like what you see, and by the way, take the little survey, see if it'll do any good for you. And if it works, use promo code Wyatt, W-Y-A-T-T, and not only will you save 10%, you'll support the podcast, and I'll appreciate you very much. That's profbees.com, profbees.com, promo code Wyatt. Your gut does all it can for you. Take care of it with Professor B's Digestive Aid. Up next, what are you starting with? Have Gun Will Travel, John Dehner, as we head to San Francisco.
Demetrius and the Gladiators, the continuation of The Robe, the greatest story of love and faith in the history of entertainment, in CinemaScope, starring Victor Mature, Susan Hayward. See 20th Century Fox's Demetrius and the Gladiators in CinemaScope.
Classic Radio Theater continues now as we head to San Francisco, California, for a TV show that moved to radio. Richard Boone and Have Gun Will Travel were doing well on CBS, so CBS decided, well, let's put it on radio. By golly, if it didn't do a good job. John Dehner was great as Paladin, and Ben Wright as Hey Boy. Good stuff. Here's Have Gun Will Travel and their episode from January 31st, 1960.
I've met a lot of rash, bold men in my travels who paid a high price for their notorious reputations. But I've never met a man who has paid as much as you have. Was it worth it?
Have Gun Will Travel. Starring Mr. John Dehner as Paladin. San Francisco, 1875. The Carlton Hotel, headquarters of the man called Paladin.
It just isn't possible. It's ridiculous. Hey, yes, come in. Let me see you try into the dresser again.
Mr. Paladin! Hey, Mr. Paladin, what's the matter you crawl around on the floor like that?
Hey, boy, it just isn't possible. It's vanished, completely vanished.
Oh, am I?
You slipped out of my hand. I was standing right there. But where is it? Where did the confounded thing go?
Oh, I help you look. Let's see now. Mr. Paladin, what we look for?
In my collar button.
Oh, I saw. Oh, let's see now. Oh, no.
It just isn't possible. And I'm due for my appointment with the Countess in 15 minutes.
Oh, a Countess?
And the Right Honorable Countess of Dunkley-Tatsboro. She sent me a note.
Oh, yes, she guests in hotel. She very nice lady.
Come in.
Oh, Mr. Paladin, I clean the room now.
Maybe it's over.
What's the matter, you two? Crawl around on the floor like that?
Missy Wong, maybe Bert, you come back later. We're very busy.
Oh, but Missy Wong...
Hey, boy, it's quite right, Miss Wong. You've come at a rather bad time. Come back later, please.
Oh, all right. I go. Come back later. Oh, Mr. Paladin, you dropped collar button on floor. I put him here on table. You'll be looking for that someday, maybe. Well, I come back when you're not so busy.
Are you smoking more now, but enjoying it less? Have a real cigarette, have a Camel. The best tobacco makes the very best smoke. Have a real cigarette, have a Camel. Are you looking for flavor and mildness? Have a real cigarette, have a Camel. The best tobacco makes the very best smoke. Have a real cigarette, a real cigarette, a real cigarette, have a Camel.
Again, for the 11th straight year, Camel outsold every other cigarette, filter, king size, and regular. The best tobacco makes the best smoke. So if you're smoking more now but enjoying it less, change to Camels. Get more real satisfaction every time. start to really enjoy smoking again.
Have a real cigarette, a real cigarette, a real cigarette, have a Camel.
Thanks to Miss Wong, I arrived for my appointment promptly at 10. Lady May, the Right Honorable Countess of Dunkley-Tatsboro, waited for me in her sitting room, stiffly erect in an enormous high-backed chair. She was every inch a noblewoman, a delicate, bird-like, lovely old lady with snow-white hair and alert blue eyes.
Well, sit down, Mr. Paladin.
Thank you.
You are the gentleman with the gun who travels?
Yes.
Rather an odd calling, but then I suppose it's only temporary.
Well, sometimes a business like mine can be very temporary.
Really? Oh, yes, of course. Well, Mr. Paladin, I am here in San Francisco for only one reason, to avail myself of your unusual services.
I'm flattered, Lady May.
My husband, the Earl of Dunkley-Tatsboro, died 3 years ago. The title and estate, primogeniture, you know, passed to my eldest son, Gerald. Dear boy, Gerald, very much like his father. Stuffy and a bore, but a dear nevertheless. 6 months ago, Gerald met with an unfortunate shooting accident. Partridge.
Partridge?
On the moors in the mist. Oh. Who can see anything? Besides, Pamela's such a beastly shod, detestable girl. I never did like her.
Pamela?
Gerald's wife. She shot him.
Oh, that was indeed most unfortunate. Yeah.
So now the title and estate passed to my son Bertrand. That's where you come in. I want you to find him.
He's lost?
Oh, dear, no, he's somewhere in this splendid country of yours.
Well, it's quite a large country, you know.
Oh, my, yes, indeed.
Well, where would I start looking for him? That is, if I started out to find him.
Well, the last post I had from the dear boy was from a place called Stinking Springs. Odd, isn't it?
Well, it narrows it down. That's in the Gila River section.
But that was over a year ago.
Lady May, was Bertrand what we call a remittance man, banished from home, living on an allowance?
Banished is rather a harsh word, Mr. Paladin. And as for an allowance, Bert is quite wealthy in his own right, from his godmother, the dear Duchess. When he came to this country, he had a deposit of £50,000 to his credit in the Chase National Bank of New York.
About $250,000. It's quite a sum.
I must confess, Mr. Paladin, I was always inclined to favor Bertrand. He was a delicate child, mild-mannered, gentle. He grew to be a fine man. But there was always conflict with his father, who felt he was a weakling, namby-pamby, suppy. It seemed the wise thing that Bertie should leave England.
Do you think he'll want to go back?
He must. He's now the Earl of Dunkley-Tatsboro. He must take his rightful place. Yeah. This ring. Take it, Mr. Paladin, when you find him. And I know you shall. Show it to him. It bears the family crest. And if he should hesitate at all, say this. Say, Mums needs her Twinkie boy.
Mums needs her Twinkie boy?
Yes. He will understand. Oh, here is his picture. It was taken 4 years ago, just before he left England.
Oh, good. Let's see. I mean, this is the Right Honorable Bertrand, Earl of Dunkley-Tatsboro?
Yes. Poor dear. I brood so about it. His going so far away, feeling he was unwanted.
Well, Lady May, he doesn't have to feel unwanted anymore. He's wanted by the territories of Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas.
Dear boy, whatever do you mean?
Well, I hate to say this, but there's no mistake. This picture. This is Bad Bert.
Oh, my, no. That's Lord Bertrand, taken 4 years ago.
Oh, that is Bad Bert. He's known as a tough, dangerous road agent.
No.
I'm sorry, Lady May.
Tough.
Yes.
Dangerous.
Yes.
Well, I wish his father could hear that. Bully for Bertie.
Constipation is something people don't talk about much, but it can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Well, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, as close to natural acting as possible, and a medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Now, X-Lax has been popular with many doctors and millions of people over the years because pleasant-tasting chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is gentle. Next morning, it gives you the closest thing to natural action. And that's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity, gently, overnight. Is X-Lax in your medicine cabinet?
I couldn't see much chance for success in locating the Earl of Dunkley-Tatsboro, alias Bad Bert, since obviously the combined law enforcement officers of all the Southwest had failed in this endeavor. But Lady May had offered a handsome fee, twinkled her eyes at me, and besides, I was curious. I wondered why anyone with 50,000 good, substantial English pounds to draw on would bother to hold up a stage. It was a search without much plan or direction, but I started by looking in on my friend Truman Billings, the sheriff of Navajo County. The walls of his office were plastered with wanted posters, and among them I found Bad Bert.
Well, to tell you the truth, Paladin, we don't know an awful lot about that fella. He's a real baffling cuss.
Well, have you made any real effort to track him down?
Oh, look at that wall, Paladin. Look at the wanteds we got. We have to do our work where we get the most pressure.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Well, take these stagecoach robberies. Now, the insured shipments that get held up, payroll, stuff like that, these we get pressure on. Those insurance companies are on our tail every minute. There's Bert here. He's lifted a lot of gold, but they was all private shipments, none of it insured. Just happened to work out that way.
It always worked out that way?
Yeah, same report from every place he's operated.
But what about these private parties who lost gold to Bert, the people for whom the shipments were intended? Didn't any of them ever apply any pressure?
No, not that I recall. I figure they must have been folks passing through. Took it as something you got to expect in this part of the country.
Well, all the talk I've heard about Bert makes him out to be a pretty tough character. Was anyone ever killed or injured in any of these holdups?
No. But don't kid yourself, he ain't tough. He's got himself a gang of the worst outlaws in the country. What's your interest in him, Paladin?
I have a message for him.
Yeah, well, you watch yourself. If you ever run into him, he's a bad one. I don't suppose you could tell me what the message is?
I could, but you wouldn't believe it. Lady May had given me a list of the postmarks on all the letters Lord Bertram had written home to England in the past 4 years, and I checked each town. Everyone seemed to know, fear, and respect Bad Bert, the road agent. I discovered that he had become a sort of legendary character, and the tales about him had grown with the telling. The road from Sulphur Flats to Gila Bend was a desolate one. I was the only passenger in the coach, but a heavy chest was riding in the boot.
This here's a hold-up, mister. Come on, now, get out. Get.
Feels good to stretch my legs.
Just drop your gun, mister. Now drop it.
Sure.
And watch yourself and you won't get hurt. It's in the boot, boys. Come on, hurry it up. Now, mister, this here coach being robbed by Bad Bert, leader of the toughest gang in the West.
That's very interesting. Why do you tell me that?
Boss's orders.
Oh, where's the boss?
He's up there.
Way up there on the hill?
Yeah, that's the boss. He got a spyglass.
Then he doesn't actually take part in these robberies.
Oh, he figures, mister. And so far, he done real good. Aren't you got it, boys? Well, then let's move.
Oh, wait a minute. I've got something here I want you to take to your boss.
Well, get your hand out of that pocket. Get him up now.
Well, you get it then. It's in my vest pocket here, the ring for your boss.
Well, what's the idea? He don't want no ring.
I think he'll want this one. I'll take it to him. It's in this pocket. Here.
Well. Uh-oh.
What's that?
The boss. He see me through that spyglass. See me reach in your pocket. We ain't supposed to take nothing but the gold, see? He got some funny ideas.
Yeah. Well, you show him that ring. He'll understand. And my name is Paladin. I'm going to be at the King Hotel in Gila Bend. Don't forget that.
All right, and don't you forget this here coach robbed by Bad Bert. Come on, boss, come on.
Even if you've had embarrassing dandruff for years, you can get rid of it now in 3 minutes. That's all it takes with Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo. Yes, unsightly dandruff's gone in 3 minutes with Fitch. Quickest, easiest of all leading shampoos. What's more, using Fitch regularly is guaranteed to keep embarrassing dandruff away. Just apply in the unique Fitch manner. Before you wet hair, rub in 1 minute. This way, Fitch shampoo penetrates right down to the scalp. Next, add water. Lather 1 minute to wash every trace of dandruff out of your hair. Then rinse 1 minute. All that loosened dandruff goes down the drain. In 3 minutes with Fitch, 1 rubbing, 1 lathering, 1 rinsing, dandruff's gone. At the same time, gentle Fitch can leave your hair up to 35% brighter. To get rid of dandruff problems forever, brighten hair too, use Fitch regularly. Get Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo today, only 59 cents.
When the stagecoach reached Gila Bend, I went immediately to the freight office. I was anxious to learn if the party who lost their shipment of gold to Bad Bert would be as disinterested as the others. The gold had been addressed to Hobbs L. Puffer, Esquire. The clerk had never heard of the gentleman. But then I remembered that Hobbs L. Puffer was the name of a Cambridge cricket champion who had died 3 years ago. That's when I worded a telegram to the Chase National Bank of New York, requesting an immediate reply. I checked into the King Hotel, had a drink, dinner, and started back to the telegraph office. I was just rounding the corner when I felt the gun at my back.
Paladin, you and me's gonna take a little trip. Boss wants to see you.
All right. But first I'm going to step into the telegraph office.
You heard me.
You heard me.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
My name is Paladin. Did you get an answer to my wire?
Sure did. Here it is, all writ out.
Thank you. Hey, come on. Get up. Come on. We can't keep the boss waiting. As we followed a trail that led over a mountain, I had a lot of time to think about the message I'd received from the bank. And it confirmed what I guess I'd already known. Lord Bertrand had been stealing from himself, ordering the shipments of gold from his account to be delivered in a fictitious name, then setting up the holdup and splitting with his men. It was almost daylight when we reached Bad Bert's headquarters. It's quite a place you have here.
Yeah, some hideout, huh?
Indeed it is.
Now, this here door, this leads to the drawing room.
Drawing room?
Well, that's what the boss calls it. I can't figure why. Now, everybody's waiting for you. Get on in. Well, here he is, boss.
Oh, yes. Oh, come in, Mr. Paladin.
Bert, it's a nice place you have here.
Thank you. We like it.
More like a fancy hunting lodge than a hideout for thieves.
What?
No, don't bother with introductions. I recognize these boys from their pictures. Your group certainly adds up to a tidy little sum in reward money.
Now, he's getting awful smart, boss.
Mr. Paladin, we can do nicely without your drolleries. I brought you here simply to ask, where did you get this ring?
It was given to me, along with a message for you.
A message?
Mm-hmm.
Well, come, man. What is the message? Let's have it.
I think you'd better send your men out.
No, not at all. My companions remain with me. Now, please. Message?
All right, Bert, you asked for it. Mums needs her Twinkie boy.
Now, what's that supposed to mean? Why you don't
No, Mr. Calico.
Well, you can't stand still for that kind of insulting talk, boss. No.
Gentlemen, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the drawing room after all. This is a matter I feel that I must settle myself.
Atta boy, boss, because he's too darn smart. Come on, fellas.
Well, Mr. Paladin, from your message, it appears that my tenure here is over.
Oh, you couldn't have held out much longer anyway. Even 50,000 pounds doesn't last forever when you're cutting in practically every outlaw on the frontier.
Oh, but it was money well spent, Mr. Paladin. You can't possibly imagine.
I think I can, Lord Bertrand. Or should I say, Bad Bert.
Oh, yes. Bad Bert. Boss. Wanted. Well, if Mums needs her Twinkie boy...
So people come in to me and they say, Otto, you were once a great chef. Because I am now selling meat in my butcher shop, one sometimes forgets I know lots about cooking meat, too. So I'll let you in on a little cooking secret of mine. French's Worcestershire sauce. Aha! Only French's Worcestershire has in it a collection of spices we Germans know accentuates the good flavor of meat. French's also has soy, anchovies, tamarinds. Ach, I could go on and on. What these ingredients do to everyday food. Mouth-watering. May I suggest you try this with pot roast? Add 1 tablespoon French's Worcestershire to each cup of gravy. Ach, would you believe the difference? With French's, you really spark up your meals, and people will say, my goodness, but you're a wonderful cook, just as they used to say to me.
Yeah, I finished with this, Miss Wong. You can take the tray downstairs.
Oh, yes, sir. Mr. Paladin, I keep thinking all the time of this bad Bert you tell me about. He really robbed his own money, then divide up with bad men?
Well, you understand, of course, Miss Wong, the men didn't know it was his money. They just figured he was a pretty clever boss, planning all those successful hold-ups. And naturally, in the custom among thieves, there had to be a division of the spoils.
Yes, but seems very funny, rob his own money.
Well, Miss Wong, Bert was a meek little man, painfully aware of his insignificance. He desperately needed to feel important, feared, a big man, even if it cost him his inheritance.
Oh, cost him plenty money to have bad reputation.
Ah, but Bert had his day of glory. Now Lord Bertrand, the Earl of Dunkley-Tatsborough, is back in England attending to his estate, where he'll live out his days and be forgotten. But mark you my words, the stories about Bad Bert will grow and be told and retold until nobody will know where the truth leaves off and the tall tales begin. But he'll be remembered.
Oh, Isa.
Oh, brother, this miserable cold and my sinuses.
Haven't you heard about Dristan? Dristan decongestant tablets not only help drain all 8 sinus cavities, critical areas of cold's infection, but circulating through the blood, Dristan reaches all congested areas. In one fast-acting, uncoated 3-layer tablet, Dristan, for the first time, combines
a decongestant to shrink all swollen membranes, relieve pressure and pain.
An exclusive anti-allergent to help keep breathing passages dry and clear.
Pain relievers to ease body aches, reduce fever.
Vitamin C to help build body resistance. This is Dristan. Today, Dristan is widely imitated, but the exclusive Dristan formula cannot be duplicated. For real relief from cold's misery and sinus congestion, there's nothing like Dristan decongestant tablets.
Have Gun, Will Travel. Created by Herb Meadow and Sam Rolfe, is produced and directed in Hollywood by Frank Paris and stars John Dehner as Paladin, with Ben Wright as Hey Boy and Virginia Gregg as Miss Wong. Tonight's story was specially written for Have Gun, Will Travel by Ann Dowd. Featured in the cast were Lawrence Dobkin, Bartlett Robinson, James Nusser, and Peggy Weber. This is Hugh Douglas, inviting you to join us again next week when CBS Radio presents Have Gun, Will Travel.
Oh, what a story. From 66 years ago, January 31st, 1960, Have Gun Will Travel here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Three Coins in the Fountain. 20th Century Fox presents the love story behind the love song that's sweeping the nation. Starring Clifton Webb, Dorothy McGuire, Jean Peters, Louis Jordan, Maggie McNamara. And in CinemaScope. CinemaScope takes you to glorious Venice and fabulous Rome with this wonderful story of how Rome fell for three delightful American girls who tossed 3 coins into the fountain as the Romans do, and then fell in love as women do. Flirt with them in marble palaces, steal a wicked kiss in the Borghese gardens, lose your heart in the shadow of St. Peter's, romance in gondolas under the Venetian skies. All the money in the world couldn't buy your heart so glorious a time. Don't miss 3 Coins in the Fountain in CinemaScope.
Now let's take a look at that same Sunday, January 31st, 1960. William Conrad as Marshal Matt Dillon in an episode of Gunsmoke.
Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad, the story of the violence that moved west with young America, and the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man, Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful and a little lonely.
Alice, who is it helps now with your cleaning? I need somebody. Thought you did your own work. I always have, but lately I've had a nagging backache with sleepless nights and feel tired out.
I know what discomfort backache can be. Better do something about it.
But what?
Try Doan's Pills.
Good advice. That's Doan's Pills, an analgesic and mild diuretic to the kidneys. Nagging backache, also headache, dizziness, and muscular aches and pains may come on with overexertion, emotional upsets, or everyday stress and strain. Doan's pain-relieving action is often the answer, and they also offer mild diuretic action through the kidneys. So if nagging backache is making you feel worn out, tired, and miserable with restless, sleepless nights, Don't wait. Try Doan's Pills, used successfully by millions for over 60 years. See if they don't bring you the same welcome relief. Get Doan's Pills today. To save money, buy Doan's Big Economy size.
Now, I sure can't find your order, Miss Kitty.
Well, don't worry about it, Mr. Jonas.
I saw Edna getting the things together, but what she did with them...
Mr. Jonas, I don't mind waiting.
Well, it bothers me. Now, she should stay here till 5 o'clock, but no, every afternoon come 4:30, she has to run off to the boarding house, change her clothes, comb her hair, and freshen up, as she keeps saying.
Well, if she's not a good worker, why do you keep her on?
No, I didn't say that. She's a fine worker. As a matter of fact, I'd hate to lose her.
Lose her?
Well, she keeps talking about San Francisco and how she'd like to live there.
Well, maybe it's only talk.
No, I don't think so. I get the notion that Dodge is just the place she ran out of money, and as soon as she saves up enough, she'll be on her way.
Did she ever tell you where she's from?
A farm, someplace in Ohio, I think. You know, one day we got to talking about hogs and milk cows, and she let it slip. Almost bit her tongue off after she said it.
You think she's ashamed of being raised on a farm?
No, it ain't that. A funny thing, it's more like she was scared, like she had to keep it a secret.
Well, I'm back, Mr. Jonas. I'll just tidy up the counter. Oh, Miss Kitty.
Hello, Edna. My, you look pretty.
Well, thank you.
Miss Kitty is waiting for her order, Edna.
Oh, I've got it all wrapped and setting on the counter here.
That was very thoughtful.
Well, I knew you'd be in, so I told Mr. Jonas rather than have you wait, I'd get it ready and he could give it to you. Here you are.
Thank you.
Edna, it's almost 5 o'clock. Are you ready to... afternoon, Miss Kitty.
Hello, Chester.
I'm all ready, Mr. Proudfoot. You have to forgive the way I look, but I have been working all day, and a person does get a little wilted.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, shall we go? See you in the morning, Mr. Jonas.
All right, Edna.
Nice seeing you, Miss Kitty.
Well, nice seeing you. And you too, Chester.
Yes, it was. Very nice.
Mr. Jonas, I think you're wrong.
Oh? About what?
San Francisco. I think Dodge City is as far west as Edna plans to get.
Oh, I just think trains are the most exciting thing, Mr. Proudfoot. Don't you? All that black smoke and huffing and puffing, and the way the whistle screamed. It's like a big wild animal or a dragon.
Well, no, I never quite thought of it that way, but with all the suit
Mr.
and all...
Proudfoot, would you mind if I just held on to your arm till it leaves?
No, ma'am. Not if you're really scared.
Oh, my, but you're strong.
Well,
Oh, and you must be very brave, too, working with Marshal Dillon the way you do. Fighting Indians.
Well, we don't fight so many Indians anymore. Mostly we just
capturing
kind of...
rustlers and horse thieves and train robbers.
Well, every once in a while we...
I'll bet you've saved his life lots of times.
Oh, Mr. Dillon has a way of looking after himself. Oh, there she goes. Say, my Jane, you know, it is pretty exciting at that.
Oh, it certainly is.
Here's the marshal's mail, Chester. Oh, thank you, Charlie. I was just coming in to get it. You think you and your pretty little helper here can carry all that by yourselves? Oh, sure, Charlie. This little bit ain't so much to get... Oh... Old Charlie sure is a josher.
I'll bet there are real important things in those letters.
Oh, once in a while he is. Don't seem to be much today, though. Just 3 wanted circulars. And...
Could I see one of them?
Well, I guess ain't no harm. They're going to be posted anyway. Here you are.
Texas Sam. Oh, what a mean, terrible-looking person.
Well, that ain't a very good likeness of him. He's really a
don't
pretty
show me
good-looking-
the others. I don't want to know about such people.
Well, all right. But you
But
asked...
I would like to see those envelopes.
Well, now, Miss Edna, the U.S. mail is sort of sacred-like.
Oh, Chester, just let me look. My, the Department of the Interior in Washington, D.C., and the U.S. Marshal's office in St. Louis. Oh, my,
all that important mail. It is a responsibility, isn't it?
Well, yes, ma'am, it is. And I think I better walk you on home now so as I can take the mail over at the office.
All right.
Mr. Dillon likes to look at it before he goes out for supper.
Chester,
Yes, ma'am.
this boardwalk's terribly rough. Would you mind if I took your arm?
Yeah, well, now, you're sure that's the move you want to make?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that makes 3 games in a row, and I suppose I should feel flush with victory, but I find absolutely no satisfaction in beating a half-hearted opponent.
What are you talking about?
Come on, Matt, out with it.
Well, you'll know sooner or later anyway. It's Chester.
Chester?
Has he been up to see you?
No, why? Is he sick?
Well, something's wrong with him.
Well, what are his symptoms? What does he do?
Nothing.
Well, then what makes you think that...
Well, those are his symptoms, Doc. He doesn't do anything. When he's here, he walks around with a blank expression. He doesn't hear anything I say. This place hasn't been swept up in a week. I've had to make coffee for the last 2 mornings, and the day before yesterday, that drifter we had in the cell didn't get any supper.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound like Chester.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, do you have any idea what might be bothering him?
As a matter of fact, I do. And the only thing that amazes me is that it hasn't happened long before this.
Well, what is it, Doc?
Chester is a victim of your ingratitude.
What? Oh, now, Doc.
I know, it may sound silly, but it's a fact.
Look, Doc.
Now, wait. You ask my opinion, and I'm going to give it to you. I've seen cases like this before. A man goes on year after year doing his job, and then suddenly one day he asks himself, why? Oh, sure, he gets paid for it, but he has to feel that what he's doing is important, that the person he works for appreciates his efforts. If he is not appreciated, all the spunk goes out of him, and he begins to think maybe he should find something else to do.
You mean Chester's thinking about quitting?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. So tell me, Matt, when was the last time you said something nice to me?
Something nice? Look, I can't run this office like a Sunday school, Doc, if I have to pat Chester on the head every time he does.
All right. You asked me and I told you. But you just go on like you have been. No word of thanks or no praise. Barking orders. Expecting things to be done day after day.
Well, maybe.
You certainly wouldn't want to lose a man like Chester. Because of your own stubbornness.
Well, No, I wouldn't, Doc. Okay, I'll do something about it.
She goes.
Yes, sirree. There goes that old dragon.
Oh, it sure is exciting.
It sure is. Well, let's go pick up the mail. Old Charlie must have it sorted out by now.
Oh, but you'll have time to walk home with me, won't you?
Oh, well, of course I will. Yeah, I see you got your pretty little helper with you again, Chester. I sure have. Mail sorted yet, Charlie? Yep. Here you are. Thank you. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Both of you.
You know, Chester, you're the nicest person I ever met.
I am? Well, what the...
Oh, it's true. And I'll tell you something else.
What?
This is a secret. Lean over so I can whisper it in your ear.
Well, you can just say it right out. Nobody can hear.
Lean over. That's what I think of you, Chester.
Well, now, Miss Edna, that's very... I don't think Front Street's the place to...
Oh, it's all right, Chester. I don't care who knows.
Well, I think I'd better take you home. On account of Mr. Dillon be mad if he don't get his mail by supper time.
Oh, it must be very important mail tonight. Let me see.
Here. Oh, now, you shouldn't do that, Miss Edna.
Let's see. One from the Department of Defense. A circular.
Please give it back to me, Miss Edna.
A catalog of firearms and ammunition. Another circular. A letter from Ohio. Oh, I dropped that silly old catalog.
Never mind, I'll get it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It ain't hurt now. Oh. Just the new Granger catalog I sent for.
Well, here are the letters.
Thank you. Miss Edna?
What's the matter?
There was another letter here.
Oh, there was?
Yes, ma'am, you know there was. You had it right in your hand when... There it is.
Well, where, Chester?
You stuck it in your shirtwaist there.
Well, what makes you so sure that's your letter?
Well, it has to be.
Mr. Proudfoot, are you accusing me of stealing a silly old letter?
Well, no, ma'am. I suppose it could have got there by accident.
If you're so sure, why don't you just take it away from me?
Well,
but if you try, I'd scream like anything, and everybody in Dodge would think that Chester Proudfoot was a big, nasty old brute.
Miss Edna? Miss Edna, I've... Oh, dear.
Well, good morning, Chester.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Dillon. Sorry I didn't get your breakfast this morning.
Well, every man has a right to sleep late now and then, hasn't he? I think it's kind of good to eat breakfast out once in a while, anyway.
That's right. I just didn't close my eyes till after sunup, Mr. Dillon. I just tossed and turned, tossed.
You know, Chester, I think you've been working too hard. I think you should take a couple of days, pack your saddlebag, and take your fishing pole and ride out and just loaf a little. You remember that little stream that cuts off the Arkansas?
Well, yes, sir, I remember it, but I just couldn't do that.
Well, I can manage without you here for a couple of days.
Mr. Dillon, if you want me to go away, you don't have to be nice about it. I understand.
Chester, I didn't say I want you to go away.
You said you could manage without me.
For 2 days, Chester. I figured that you needed a rest, a change. Now, look, you've got a tough job. Well, I got a tough job, too. Any marshal has. But if he doesn't have help that he can count on, his job is twice as tough. Now, you're a good assistant. You're loyal, and you're dependable.
Mr. Dillon?
Shut up. I'm not finished yet. Now, when I'm out on the prairie 4 or 5 days, a week at a time, I got to have a companion I can stand to live with. Well, most of the time, I can stand you. Now, does that sound like I'm trying to get rid of you? Huh? Does it?
No, sir.
All right.
And thank you very much. You just helped me make up my mind about something very important.
All right, then. Now, make up your mind to clean up this rat's nest from top to bottom before I get back. I'm going over to the Long Branch.
Yes, sir, Mr. Dillon.
I don't know, Kitty. I guess I was pretty hard on him, but maybe it helped. Anyway, sweet-talking him seemed to make him feel worse.
And that was Doc's idea, huh?
Yeah. He figured Chester needed some encouragement.
And what did you figure?
Nothing. I just got tired of him mooning around like a lovesick cat, neglecting his work.
You said it, I didn't.
Huh? Said what?
Mooning like a lovesick cat.
What? Oh, now, Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Chester?
Mm-hmm.
Well, who?
Edna Wallstrom.
You mean the little girl that Jonas hired to work in the store?
Oh, she's not exactly a little girl. She's 22 if she's a day. And she set her cap for Chester.
What, Kitty? Chester isn't the kind to go chasing after girls.
I said she set her cap for him.
Well, what do you know?
Uh-oh. Speak of the devil.
Mr. Dillon?
Well, Chester. Miss Wallstrom?
Marshal?
I think you know Miss Kitty Russell, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do. Good evening, Miss Kitty.
Well, won't you sit down?
Thank you. Mr. Dillon?
Yeah?
Miss Wallstrom's got something to tell you.
All right.
I'm under arrest, Marshal.
What?
Chester arrested me for tampering with the U.S. mail.
Now, you didn't open the letter, Miss Edna, so that just makes it interfering instead of tampering.
Well, that's still a pretty serious charge, Miss Wallstrom.
Well, I know, Marshal. Chester said he liked me very much, but if he didn't arrest me, he'd be even guiltier than I am, because it wouldn't be loyal to you. And that a marshal has to be able to trust his assistant in everything.
Well, who was this letter addressed to?
To you, Marshal. Here it is. It's from Mr. Gruber, back on a farm near Akron, Ohio. And it's all a lie.
Well, if you haven't opened it, how do you know it's a lie?
Well, see, Mr. Dillon, this Mr. Gruber wrote to Miss Edna about a week ago and told her what he was going to do if she didn't take the next train back to Ohio.
Well, let's find out.
If only you would have told me about this, Miss Edna, instead of just trying to steal the letter.
But I just didn't know what to do, Chester. I thought if the marshal didn't know about it, old Mr. Gruber would leave me alone.
I know, but now...
Miss Wallstrom, did you steal $200 from this Mr. Gruber?
No, sir, Marshal, I didn't. He gave it to me. It was a loan.
But he says here that you signed a confession.
He told me I was signing a note.
You're telling me the truth now?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, we'll find out who's lying tomorrow.
What do you mean, Mr. Dillon?
Gruber's getting into Dodge at 10 tomorrow morning.
When somebody breaks the law, they should be in jail.
That may be true, Mr. Gruber, but this jail wasn't built for women. And I'm still not sure that the law was broken.
You got my letter? I sent you her confession.
I know, and if you'd filed a complaint back in Ohio, I can hold her here in Dodge until they can send somebody to take her back.
But I am already here. I will take her back.
Mr. Gruber, the law just doesn't work that way.
Here's the telegraph, Mr. Dillon, from the Akron police.
You read it, Chester?
Yes, sir, I did.
Now, you read it, Marshal.
Complaint against Edna Wallstrom, filed here by Hans Gruber, January 10, charge theft. Presently in your city, please apprehend and hold for extradition.
So now I want her arrested.
She's not no criminal, Mr. Dillon.
Oh, you think not?
No, I don't. She's a fine person. And if she done something wrong, she must have had real good reason.
Chester.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Dillon, but I'm real upset.
Now look here, young fellow.
No, look here. I think Miss Edna is all right, fine lady, and I just won't believe she can do anything really bad like stealing your money. She works awful hard, and she's awful nice, and she's awful pretty, and she wouldn't do a thing like that.
You have got a lot to learn, young fellow.
That may be, but there's one thing I do know. I know if you say one mean thing to her when she gets here, if you try to scare her one little bit, it's going to make me madder than I am.
Are you threatening me?
Yes.
Chester, nobody's going to intimidate her. I'll see to that. Now, you just calm down, and I promise you we'll get to the bottom of this just as soon as we can.
Here she is, Ma.
Oh, hello, Kitty. Come on in, Miss Wallstrom. Miss Wallstrom, do you know this man?
That's Mr. Gruber.
Hello, Edna. Why did you do it, Edna?
Mr. Gruber, you told me when I signed that paper that now everything was all right. You know I was going to pay it back.
I don't mean about the money, but why did you run away? Everybody laughs at me.
I can't help that, Mr. Gruber. I had to do it.
But why?
I'll tell you why.
Kitty.
No, Matt, this is important. Mr. Gruber, you're a widower, aren't you?
That's right. 4 years now.
And Edna here was your housekeeper, your hired girl, huh?
Yeah.
How much did you pay her?
Well, not so much maybe money, but there's room and board. I bought goods so she could make clothes.
And on fair day, one Friday a month, you took her to town with you, along with the chickens and eggs and pigs, and you gave her $2 whole to spend. Is that right?
Yeah.
And for that, she kept the house, did the baking, the cooking, the washing and ironing, fed the pigs and fed the chickens and gathered the eggs and When she wanted to leave, you wouldn't lend her enough money to live for 2 weeks while she went looking for another job.
Yeah, that is so, but I didn't want her to go away. She was always talking about San Francisco, and I was afraid that if she had money, she would go there.
But you made it easy for her to steal the $200. And then you made her sign that silly confession so that you could use it to frighten her into staying on the farm.
Is that the story, Gruber?
Yeah, that's the story.
You must be very proud of yourself.
No. No, I am not. That's why I had to find you, Edna.
I don't even want to talk to you, Mr. Gruber.
Please, listen. I had to find you because I want you to be Mrs. Gruber.
What?
That's all right. You laugh. But you listen, too. I've hired a couple, Jacob Glasnap and his missus, to run the farm. And you know the little house with the green shutters, the Schaefer place we used to pass going to town, the one you always liked so much?
What about it?
I bought it.
Well, that's very nice, Mr. Gruber, but...
Wait, I'm not finished. Look here, in this envelope. Go ahead, look.
2 tickets to San Francisco. Why, Miss...
And I wrote to the Palace Hotel... They will get us married, and we will stay there, and we'll buy some fancy clothes, and we'll go to the show houses.
Mr. Gruber.
I want you should call me Hans, Edna.
Hans. Hans, you're the nicest person I ever met.
There is a stage at 5:15. If you can get back...
Oh, I can, Hans, I can. But we'll have to hurry. You come with me, and we'll get everything together.
Oh, what about this warrant?
Oh, I will write to them from San Francisco. Just forget all about it, please.
Oh, that's about that.
Well, I'm just so excited I almost went off without saying goodbye. Miss Kitty, thank you so much for helping me. And Marshal, I'm sorry I took the letter. Really, I am. And Chester.
Yes, ma'am?
Please, lean over.
Well,
Please. Oh, Chester, I think you're the second nicest person I ever met. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Miss Edna.
I'm sorry, Chester.
Oh, that's all right, Miss Kitty. It's just that... Mr. Dillon, some people sure is hard to figure out.
Chester, if by some people you mean women, they certainly are.
Gunsmoke. Produced and directed in Hollywood by Norman Macdonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. The story was specially written for Gunsmoke by Vic Perrin, with editorial supervision by John Meston. Featured in the cast were Barbara Eiler, Joseph Kearns, and Vic Perrin. Parley Bear is Chester, Howard McNear is Doc, and Georgia Ellis is Kitty. This is George Walsh inviting you to join us again next week when CBS Radio presents another story on Gunsmoke.
66 years ago, January 31st, 1960, Gunsmoke on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Coming up tomorrow on Classic Radio Theater, we'll have an episode of Amos and Andy, Screen Directors Playhouse, The Life of Riley, and The Great Gildersleeve. Oh, the Screen Directors Playhouse will be Rosalind Russell and Fred McMurray in Take a Letter, Darling. That will be fun. On Monday, we will have Plan X, an episode of Suspense starring Jack Benny, his third of four appearances on Suspense, and Dragnet, The Big Filth with Jack Webb, Nero Wolfe starring Sidney Greenstreet from 1951, The Case of the Vanishing Shells, and Lon Clark as Nick Carter, Master Detective, in The Case of the Careless Employees. We'll have Jack Benny on Tuesday as he tries to find a publisher for his song. My Favorite Husband, starring Lucille Ball, The Danny Kaye Show, and Abbott and Costello. And then on Wednesday, more comedy with Robert Young and Father Knows Best, Fibber and Molly, Jimmy Durante, and Phil Harris and Alice Faye. Thursday, Boston Blackie starring Dick Calmer. 1935 episode of Calling All Cars, Inner Sanctum Mysteries, and The Man Called X, Herbert Marshall. On Friday, Joe DeSantis puts you under arrest, along with an episode of Inner Sanctum, End of the Road, Glenn Ford, and Night Beat starring Frank Lovejoy, the premiere episode of that short-run program. Week from today, we will again have Gunsmoke, Have Gun Will Travel, The Six-Shooter, and an episode of Challenge of the Yukon, Sergeant Preston, and The Red Herring. That's all coming up on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Talks anytime on demand at classicradio.stream. And if you want to support the podcast, you can go there and do that. That's at classicradio.stream. Okay, coming up next, we're going to have Jimmy Stewart as the Six-Shooter.
The greatest gift any man can bring to a woman is his innocence, which he can give only once. The words of The Egyptian, the celebrated best-selling novel, come to life in the most monumental achievement in entertainment history as 20th Century Fox presents Darryl F. Zanuck's production, The Egyptian in CinemaScope. Only CinemaScope could transport you across the forbidden land of the Hittites, through Babylon, where the rivers flow in the wrong direction, into Egypt, 1,500 years before the birth of Christ, into the life and times of the Egyptian who sacrificed immortality for the perfection of love. The Egyptian in CinemaScope, starring Gene Simmons, Victor Mature, Gene Tierney, Michael Wilding, Bella Darby, Peter Ustinov, and Edmund Purdom as the Egyptian. Don't miss The Egyptian in CinemaScope.
All right, now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, an episode of The Six-Shooter starring Jimmy Stewart, 72 years ago, January 31st, 1954.
In a moment, you'll hear James Stewart as the Six-Shooter, just one of the many fine programs brought to you Sundays on NBC. Later this evening, listen to the NBC Star Playhouse with Leatrice Joy and Jeffrey Lynn. Hear Meet the Press, America's #1 news-making program. And be sure to keep tuned for the dramatic story of communism in America on Last Man Out. A wonderful lineup of great programs, all of them heard only on NBC. James Stewart as the Six-Shooter. The man in the saddle is angular and long-legged. His skin is sun-dyed brown. The gun in his holster is gray steel and rainbow mother of pearl. Its handle unmarked. People call them both the Six-Shooter. The NBC Radio Network presents James Stewart as the Six-Shooter, a transcribed series of radio dramas based on the life of Britt Ponset, the Texas plainsman who wandered through the Western Territories, leaving behind a trail of still-remembered legends.
It had snowed during the night, a thick, wet snow that bowed the pine trees and banked over the pink boulders, turning them white. I found myself lying under a good, heavy 6 inches of it when I woke up. Gee whiz. Old Scar, he looked like a white-whiskered burro over there, standing beside what was left of the campfire, trying to shake himself dry. All right, take it easy, boy. Just wait till I get the fire started again. The wood I'd gathered up the night before was pretty wet, so I got a hand axe out of my pack and I headed over toward a little hill about a quarter of a mile away. Since the wind had been from the north, I figured some of the brush on the far side might still be drying up for burning. Yeah, it wasn't very easy climbing. A couple of times I went in and way over my knees. But the snow was already beginning to melt fast, even though the sun hadn't splashed into the sky yet. And that meant we'd be able to start off in an hour or so.
By then, the stuff would be thinned down to mostly mud and water. I hit the crest of the hill and looked around. The south side sliced away at a good sharp angle, and the ground was fairly dry. I spotted a couple of dead oak saplings lying on the ground about 10 feet below me. Seemed likely they'd catch fire without too much trouble. I was kind of surprised to find oaks growing at this altitude. Even so, I thought, there's some bothering scar. Probably a jackrabbit or squirrel or something. They sure was making a lot of racket. Wasn't like him to get upset unless it... Well, that wasn't a jackrabbit. That was a whole lot more than that. I dropped my axe and I climbed back to the top of the hill as fast as I could climb. The sun was inching over the rim of Spooner Range, and at first the reflection off the snow blinded me. When I got my eyes focused, I saw the fella standing beside Scar, trying to cinch the saddle onto his back.
Hey, you! Hey, let that horse alone!
He looked up, and for a minute he just stood there as though he didn't know exactly what to do next. Then he jerked the leather tight, and he put his foot in the stirrup. Scar wasn't being very helpful, but it didn't keep the fellow from mounting up. I knew I couldn't make it through the snow before they rode off, and I sure didn't like the idea of chancing a shot, not with Scar rearing the way he was. But I didn't have much choice. My first shot was wide, maybe 5-6 feet, and Scar was taking the spur and sort of starting to move in spite of himself. And another minute or two, they'd be out of range. Now, that was a little close, but not close enough. Bullet must have caught the fella high on the leg. He twisted around and tried to get a hold of the pommel, but his fingers slipped off, and I saw him slide into the snow. I couldn't see whether he had a gun or not, but I found out soon enough. I dived behind a clump of pines. There was a clearing between us, and he was using a boulder for cover. A little spray of snow told me I'd chipped the rock right in front of him. I waited for him to answer my fire, but there wasn't a sound from that side. Maybe he was just waiting, too, hoping I'd get anxious and come out in the open. Well, I wasn't going to be that obliging. He still didn't answer. I reloaded my gun, and I edged over to the right. If I could just circle without him seeing me, maybe I could come up behind him. About 20 minutes later, I managed to skirt around the clearing. He was up front of me now, just a couple of boulders away. Got up on my haunches and I charged. And then I saw why it had been so quiet. He was sprawled out, face down on the snow, staining it red. It wasn't just his leg that was doing the bleeding, either. There was a bullet hole in the small of his back, and the piece of cloth fastened over it had come loose. His gun was lying beside him, within easy reach. I picked it up. There was still one bullet that hadn't been fired. He started coming to, and I eased him over on his side, and his eyes kind of half opened, and it's just like his lids were too heavy for him to rise all the way.
I've stolen a lot of things in my time, but I ain't never been a horse thief before.
All right, you better take it easy.
What's the difference? I'm not gonna pull out of this anyhow. I guess I'm lucky. Dying here's a whole lot better than being caught. I always said they'd never hang me. All their rewards, wanted posters, just wasted time. I told them they'd never hang Ace Tressler.
Tressler?
You heard of me, ain't you?
Yeah, I've heard of you.
Everybody's heard of Ace Tressler.
One way or another.
Too bad it wasn't your shot that did it, mister. You could collect a mighty fancy reward. About $3,000 it must total up to. And that's not counting yesterday.
Yesterday?
Stage depot. Over to Sunset. Fell in charge. He didn't like the idea of being held up. That's how I got this bullet in my back.
Oh?
But I took care of him. He won't be shooting nobody else.
You killed Sam Fletcher?
I don't know his name, mister. You don't expect a fella to know the names of all the men he shoots, do you?
How'd you get out here without a horse? It's a good 20 miles from Sunset.
I had my pony till just a couple hours ago. All that snow coming down, he sort of missed his foot and hurt himself bad.
I'd say.
I sure hated having to put him out of his misery. He was a fine horse. Best I ever owned. It's a rotten shame. Man having to kill a horse like that.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I tried to take yours. I had to have some kind of mount. There's a posse on my trail. I never stole a horse before, mister. I ain't no horse thief.
Well, you think you can hang on if I heist you onto the saddle?
What for?
Well, you need a doctor. Scar can carry us both.
Only doctors in Sunset.
That's right.
I'd never make it that far. Can't you see I'd never make it that far?
Well, you can try.
No, I'm not going back there. We might run into posse along that way.
Yeah, we might.
He'd string me up. Even though there was time, he'd string me up. And I swore that nobody'd hang me. I swore.
All right, turn over on your face here. I'll put that bandage back.
Listen, mister, you can't let him hang me. I'll be dead anyway. Just a few hours. You can stay here until... And then you can take me back. You can say you done it. Collect a reward for yourself. $3,000, miss.
All right, come on, turn over.
As long as I'm... Anyhow, let me die out here. Why do you want to give me... Lynchman?
Nobody's going to lynch you, Tressler.
Give me your word.
Yeah.
You won't let me down, mister. I swore that they'd never hang Ace Tressler.
He passed out again, but he was still alive, still hanging on by a thread. I managed to get a couple of makeshift bandages fastened onto him. The bleeding seemed to have let up a little. His leg wasn't hurt too bad. The bullet just sort of went through the flesh, and it didn't look like it had broken anything. But the wound in his back was more serious. As far as I could tell, the bullet had just gone all the way into his chest. I picked him up, and I laid him across Scar's back. Then I looped a rope around his body and tried to fix it so that he wouldn't slide around too much. It wasn't going to be a very comfortable ride, but as long as he was unconscious, well, he wouldn't know it. All right, let's go, boy. Come on. We weren't able to make very good time with Scar carrying both of us through all that slush. It was almost 2 hours later before we came to the main Sunset Trail. And just as we turned on, I spotted the posse. At least what I figured was the posse. 5 men loping along toward us from the east. Doc Prince headed the procession. He was the local dentist. And I recognized Ty Barstow and Frosty Ender right behind them. 2 boys bringing up the rear. I didn't look familiar. They'd probably moved into Sunset since the last time I was there. Whoa, boy. Whoa, boy.
Well, howdy, Britt.
Hello, Doc.
Well, boys, what'd I tell you? I said he was Britt Ponsett.
Yeah, that's right.
sure
Easy,
did.
girl. Easy. I'm pleased to meet you, Mr. Ponsett. I'm Cliff Slauson, and this here's Harv North.
How are you?
Hi. Yes, I recognize you the minute you come into sight. I said, there's a six-shooter, I said. And I guess there's nothing the matter with my eyes.
Appears like you're carrying quite a load, Britt. What happened?
It's Art Tressler.
Huh?
Tressler?
No.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Let's see here. Yes, it's him, all right. Leastways, it sure looks like them pictures on the posters.
Well, if that don't take their cake.
This neighborhood's getting to be a real outlaw's haven, I reckon. Well, maybe they'll change their mind about hanging around after they find out what happened today.
Yeah, we've done a pretty good job of taking in the welcome mat.
Pretty good. If you ask me, we set a record. With Ponsett's help, of course.
Oh, you boys didn't need any help from me. You would have found Tressler yourselves before very long.
Well, what are you talking about, Britt? We didn't have the faintest idea he was in these parts.
Sure, we were already on our way back to town.
You mean you weren't looking for him?
Of course not.
Well, what are you doing out here, then? I thought you were a posse.
We are a posse, but we were hunting George Rabbit.
Rabbit?
Yeah, you remember him, don't you? Robbed Phil Jeffers' general store a couple of years back. Almost killed old man Jeffers.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, sir, he broke out of jail a week ago. The one over to Polk City, and what do you think he did? He headed straight for Sunset, and he tried to pull another robbery.
Yeah, only this time he did kill Sam Fletcher while he was at it.
Now, just hold on a minute here, boys. Now, you're trying to tell me that you're looking for George Rabbit, and that you think he's responsible for the robbery at the stage depot last night.
Think? We know it, Britt.
Of course we do.
But we ain't looking for him anymore. We found him.
What?
Yeah, just a couple hours ago. Hiding in a cabin over by Walnut Creek.
That's right, and he won't be pulling no more holdups neither. We saw to that.
No, boys. Now, you better let me explain this, Britt. He might think we was kind of hasty this morning. It isn't as if we didn't give Rabbit a trial.
A trial?
Well, there was no doubt about his being guilty, Britt. And seeing as how there's no judge in Sunset, and we'd have to wait till next spring for a formal hanging, well, we sort of speeded things up a mite.
You didn't string him up yourself.
Well, not very high up, just a couple of feet off the ground.
Now, boys, wait just a minute now. Now, Britt, there's no point in your looking so all-fired serious. There's nothing anybody can do about it now.
Well, that's true enough, Doc. Yeah, there's nothing anybody can do.
We'll return to James Stewart as the six-shooter in just a moment. Now, hear this. Within the next 20 seconds, a fire will break out somewhere in the United States. Lives may be lost, property damaged, homes or buildings destroyed. There are 4,600 fires in America every day of the year. They kill 11,000 persons and disfigure or severely burn thousands more. The unfortunate part of this picture is that most of these fires could be avoided. For example, 90% of all fires that start in the home can be traced to human carelessness. By obeying a few simple rules of fire prevention from now on, you and I can protect our homes and our families from this devastating menace. Rule 1 is, don't smoke in bed or discard lighted cigarettes carelessly. Rule 2, go through your house and clean out old newspapers, magazines, and other inflammable debris. Rule 3, promptly repair defective wiring as soon as you notice it. Fire won't wait until tomorrow. Rule 4, use only those cleaning fluids which will not burn. And last but not least, be careful with matches. Keep them out of the reach of small children. Remember, it doesn't pay to gamble with fire. The odds are against you every time. Now, Act 2 of The Six-Shooter, starring James Stewart as Britt Ponsett.
Well, I just didn't know what to say. Ace Tressler hadn't been lying when he told me about robbing the depot and shooting Sam Fletcher. A man doesn't confess to something like that when he thinks he's ready to cash in, no. And as for George Rabbit, he'd caused folks trouble ever since he was a kid. He'd been mixed up in all sorts of gunfights, too. Fights that usually ended up with somebody else dying. But he hadn't killed Sam Fletcher. That's one thing he hadn't done.
Well, looks like Tressler's still with us.
Yeah. Well, I'd better get moving.
Well, you want us to take him into town for you, Britt?
That's a good idea.
No, thanks. You see, I gave him my word that he was going to a medical doctor.
I don't get you.
You see, he was afraid he might be lynched.
Well, we ain't got no grudge against Tressler, Britt. Oh, I guess he's as mean as they come, but he ain't never given us no bother in Sunset.
Is that so?
I told you. We didn't even know he was in these parts.
Well, I guess you should have known it, Doc.
Huh?
He's the man who shot Sam Fletcher.
What's that? Oh, I know what you're up to, Britt. You're just joshing us. You're trying to make us feel like we've done something wrong and take care of George Ribbit.
Well, all I'm saying is that Tressler told me he held up the stage depot last night and he killed the fellow in charge.
You ain't serious.
I'm about as serious as I can be.
Oh, but, Britt, that don't make sense. Why, it had to be Ribbit.
What made you so sure?
Well, we knew he broke jail. And somebody said they thought they seen him in town yesterday. Now, let me see who. Oh, it was Johnny Silks, I think.
Yeah, and we picked up his trail not far from the depot.
Well, he led right to that cabin on Walnut Creek where we found him.
He admit the robbery and the shooting?
Well, you don't expect a man to admit a thing like that when he knows there's a rope waiting for him. Of course.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you.
Oh, no, wait. Now, hold on now, Britt. You're wrong about this. Why, you just gotta be wrong.
You think I'm lying, Doc?
No, of course not, Britt, but everything pointed to Revitt.
Well, maybe Tressler was just making that up, what he told you.
Well, how did he find out about the robbery, then?
Well,
Now, Britt, you know we wouldn't have done anything if we weren't certain in our own minds that we were right. Why, you know that. It's possible we made a mistake. Well, I'm not saying that we did, but it is possible.
No?
Even if we did, Revitt deserved hanging. He's deserved it for a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. We didn't do any harm, Britt. Not really.
You didn't, huh?
Oh, of course not. But if you were to tell folks about this, well, they might not see it our way. They might figure that we took too much on ourselves. So you won't say anything, will you?
Well, all I'm doing is taking Tressler into town. Whatever he says after he gets there, that's up to him.
Well, I know,
but I don't
know.
You don't need to worry about Tressler. He ain't going to say nothing.
Huh?
Well, take a look.
Yeah, he was dying. Wasn't any doubt about that. I cut the rope that was holding him on the scar's back and carried him over to a dry space just off the trail. And just before I could put him down, he gave a little shudder, and I felt the life ease out of his body. Well, he'd been right about one thing. Nobody would ever hang Ace Tressler.
Guess that saves you a trip into Sunset, eh, Britt?
Well, I was heading for there anyway, Frosty.
Oh?
As long as I've come this far, I might as well go the rest of the way.
Well, I don't...
Now, look here, Britt. Ace is dead.
Yeah?
Well, then don't you see that there's nobody to say whether he was the one who killed Sam Fletcher or not?
Nobody but Britt.
That's right.
Now, suppose we did go off half-cocked. Suppose we were kind of hasty with Revitt. Well, we're sorry about it, but there's nothing we can do for him now.
It seems you told me that before.
Well, it's the truth, ain't it?
Sure.
Well, then what would you gain by getting us into hot water? Letting people know that we kind of overstepped the mark?
Is that what you call it? Overstepping the mark?
Well, it'd be different if Revitt was innocent.
Well, somehow I got the idea that he was.
Well, yes, of this robbery, maybe, but, here.
I had a brother, Ponset. He'd be alive today if it wasn't for George Revitt.
Mm-hmm. Is that why you hung him, to get even for your brother?
No, of course not. We were just doing our duty as citizens. We thought he shot Sam Fletcher.
Well, why are we standing here arguing? If Ponset wants to try and make trouble, well, he ain't got no proof. It's his word against ours.
That's right. Cliff's right. We can even say that Revitt confessed. Why, everybody in Sunset will believe us.
Well, then I don't see what you're so worried about then.
Well, we ain't worried, Britt. Not really, of course we're not. I know you pretty well. We've been friends a long time. Why, you're not going to go out of your way to stir up a hornet's nest? No, I'm sure of that.
Well, I ain't so sure. Just a minute, Ponset. You're not leaving here yet.
Now, Frost.
And, boys, it's about time we start using our heads. If he goes into town and spreads this story around, they'll all believe it. Whatever Britt Ponset says, that's gospel.
But he ain't going to say anything.
That's right, he ain't.
Because he ain't riding into Sunset. He's turning around heading east.
Is that so?
I know you're a fast man on the draw, but there's 5 of us. You're not that fast.
No, I reckon I'm not.
Now, we don't want to get into any mix-up with Britt, Frosty.
What do you want? People to start saying we murdered George Rabbit?
Murdered? Well, that ain't what we done at all.
His family might not agree with you, Cliff, if they found out the truth about that holdup last night. And he's got a brother, too.
Well, maybe there is something in what Frosty says, but we can't stop Britt. Now, if he takes it upon himself...
We stopped Rabbit, didn't we?
Frosty?
Put that gun away.
Sure, I'll put it away. After I'm sure that Ponce is riding east. And I'm warning you, Britt. You ever breathe a word about what Tressler told you?
I don't like being ordered around, Frosty.
And just keep away from Sunset. Now move. I said...
Well, I held my ground. I knew Frosty Ender pretty well. I knew he wouldn't shoot. His business with Rabbit had pushed him into deep water, but not that deep. I watched his jaw muscles tighten up, and I saw a little bead of sweat begin to gather between his eyes, and for a minute nobody said anything. And then Ty Barstow shoved forward.
I told you to put it away, Frosty. Wasn't what we already done today bad enough? You want to kill somebody else?
We done nothing wrong. Get that through your skull, Ty. Rabbit deserved to hang, and we hung him.
What about Britt? Suppose he deserves being shot?
No, not unless he asks for it.
That gun you're holding just proves how wrong we were this morning. If we'd been right, you wouldn't need it.
Shut up.
If we'd been right, we wouldn't be standing here feeling ashamed. Even you feel ashamed. That's why you don't want nobody to hear about it. That's why you're threatening Britt.
Yeah, and I'll make good on that threat, too.
No, you won't. Because we're going into Sunset and tell him what happened. We're going to take our medicine.
You gone loco?
And it ain't just because Rabbit didn't kill Sam Fletcher, even if he had. Well, he still wouldn't have been right. Oh, I reckon we wouldn't have found out so quick, but we'd have found out sooner or later.
You know what's the matter with you, Ty? You're yellow. You got a streak a yard wide down your back. You were just as anxious to string up Rabbit as the rest of us. And things didn't turn out the way you figured.
Yeah, that's true enough.
Yellow, that's what you are, clear through.
You got the gun, Frosty. You can stop me if you want to. Doc, you coming along?
Yeah.
Cliff, Harv.
Okay.
Sure. Hey, you crazy fools. We didn't do nothing wrong. What's the matter with you? Hey, why can't you see that?
Frosty kept on yelling until they were almost out of sight. And then he turned and shook his head like he couldn't figure out what had happened. I picked up Tressler's body and I laid it across Scar's back, and Frosty swung around and stared at me.
If it hadn't been for you, folks would have said we'd done fine. Nobody would have known about Tressler. Why'd you have to meet up with him today? Why?
Because it snowed last night and his pony stumbled and he needed another horse.
That ain't no reason.
No, maybe not, Frosty. Maybe not. You coming into town?
Yeah.
Let's go.
$50,000 trained nurses are needed now, today. Nurses to serve humanity in hospitals and private duty, in teaching and research, in the Veterans Administration and the Armed Forces. And although a nurse's training means a thorough professional education at far less expense than 4 years of university, it offers a curriculum which includes such fascinating studies as psychology, sociology, and chemistry. And upon graduation, the student becomes a registered nurse and in some schools obtains a Bachelor of Science degree as well. These, then, are the facts of a nursing education. The need has never been greater. The opportunities for a vital, useful career have never been finer. For further information, we suggest that you contact your nearest hospital. The Six Shooter is a transcribed NBC Radio Network production in association with Review Productions. It is based on a character created by Frank Bert and is written by him. Mr. Stewart may currently be seen in the Universal International picture The Glenn Miller Story. Others in the cast were Robert Griffin, Harry Bartell, Lamont Johnson, Howard McNear, and Forrest Lewis. Special music for this program was by Basil Adlam. The entire production is under the direction of Jack Johnstone. All characters and incidents were fictitious, and any resemblance to actual characters or incidents is purely coincidental. Oh, by the way, you'll be interested in knowing that the six-shooter has been chosen for broadcast to our men overseas through the facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Services. This is John Wall speaking. Tonight, listen to Sunday at Home on the NBC Radio Network.
72 years ago, January 31st, 1954, The Six-Shooter on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. To support our podcast, you can go to classicradio.stream, buy me a copy. You can also, there are things for purchase there. Check them all out, won't you please? classicradio.stream. Up next, the Hallmark Playhouse production of Westward Ho!
Johnny Go, starring Alan Freed. It's the motion picture with the greatest rock and roll lineup ever. Listen, Jimmy Clanton, Jackie Wilson, Richie Valens, Eddie Cochran, and Chuck Berry, and more. 10 great rock and roll stars singing 17 great new rock and roll hits.
Don't you know my love is strong? Let's just go on and on. Well, long distance information. Give me Memphis, Tennessee. And you better know it. Listen to me, and you better hear what I say.
Go, Johnny, go. The rockin'est, the rollingest movie ever to hit the motion picture screen. Go, Johnny, go.
Go, Johnny, go.
Now we head to the Hallmark Playhouse. 74 years ago, January 31st, 1952, Joseph Cotton in Westward Ho!
Remember, a Hallmark card when you care enough to send the very best. Tonight from Hollywood, the makers of Hallmark greeting cards bring you Joseph Cotton in Westward Ho! On the Hallmark Playhouse. Each week, Hallmark brings you Hollywood's greatest stars and outstanding stories chosen by one of the world's best-known authors, the distinguished novelist, Mr. James Hilton.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is James Hilton. Tonight on our Hallmark Playhouse, we dramatize one of the most stirring and popular adventure stories of all time, Westward Ho! By the English writer Charles Kingsley. Written just about a century ago, it has kept its flavor well since then. Perhaps because even in those days it conveyed a sense of the great days of English history, those days of great deeds and great names, Elizabeth, Drake, Shakespeare. Days when England was not only a land for heroes to live in, but also for plain men to be heroic in. Westward Ho! Has this spirit notably, and to star as its hero, we are fortunate indeed to welcome back to our playhouse that distinguished actor, Joseph Cotton. And now, here is Frank Goss, from the makers of Hallmark cards.
When you're looking for a way to say something to someone you care for, look for a Hallmark card, and you'll find the right words. Because Hallmark cards are designed to say what you want to say, the way you want to say it, and in the good taste you demand of anything that bears your personal signature. That's why Hallmark on the back of a greeting card has come to mean you cared enough to send the very best. And now Hallmark Playhouse presenting Charles Kingsley's Westward Ho! Starring Joseph Cotton.
It was a year which was to live on in book and song and men's hearts. A year in which the history of the world was changed in a few days. Summer days of 1588. The grey skies leaned low over the English Channel. The sea ran in long, heavy swells. Captain Amyas Leigh stood on the quarterdeck and gazed about the ship, at the torn sails, the splintered mast, the wrecked rigging.
It's done and over, and we're still afloat. Now I may rest, home to Bedford Town and memories. Here, that's talk of an old man, Captain. Who's the fellow brave enough to call me old at 29? I've had a short voyage, as lives go. It's not too many years since I walked Bedford Quay, a schoolboy with gown and slate and willing ears for the great tales of the sailormen.
True, lads, it's true on the word of a christened gentleman. One half of the gold and silver plate in Nombre de Dios would pave all the streets in Devon, and more.
That was Mr. Oxford, fresh from the New World, all a swagger in crimson velvet, with golden hoops swinging from his ears and jeweled fingers flashing in the sunlight.
There for the taking, me lads. Now's your time. I've 40 men waiting in Plymouth. Give me a dozen Bedford mariners, and we'll sail to pick the lock of the New World. Westward Ho, riches for all, shame to the Spaniards, and glory for good Queen Bess.
Westward Ho. But who would take a schoolboy, not Mr. Oxenham? I needed another 2 years, and then it was Westward Ho in truth for me. I sailed in the Golden Hind with Francis Drake and saw England no more for 3 long years. In those same 3 years, my brother Frank had made a name for himself at the Queen's court. We had dinner together in his lodgings.
Yes, Amyas. You arrive in good time. Great plans are afoot.
I've heard some talk already. The Queen thinks kindly of the New World.
And also my friend Sir Walter Raleigh. He proposes an expedition to North America. A colony somewhere north of the land called Florida.
Aye, if the Spanish permit it.
Amyas, you have sailed round the world with Drake. Your head is full of experience. Now we need your advice. But before you give it, I wish you to hear the report of another Bedford seaman. Yo! Salvation Yo!
Aye, sir.
Come forward, man.
This is Salvation Yo?
No, many have said that, Mr. Lee. 3 years hiding in the jungles of Panama will age any man.
But I saw you sail with Mr. Oxenham. I was at the quay when you...
Mr. Oxenham is dead, sir, and all his crew. Plymouth and Bedford men, all save myself.
Shipwreck?
A pleasant death that would have been, sir. Better than the Spanish gibbets.
Frank.
'Tis true. The devils caught us by surprise at La Guaira. They attacked with a dozen galleys rowed by the poor Indians that they've enslaved. The old New World is in chains, with such cruelty as would make even Nero faint.
Oxenham dead, and all his crew.
And now, brother, your advice. Should there be English colonies in the Americas?
There must be. And there cannot be while Spanish tyranny rules. Drake and I saw a bit of their tortures. If we come, they will set the Indians against us, and they will say we bring even greater cruelties.
Yes, true. But your advice?
Defy King Philip where we may, on the Spanish main. Plunder his galleons, take the gold and silver, which fattens his greed and pays for his garrison.
You see, Yo, I said my brother will join us.
Aye, and now we cannot fail.
Wait, what am I joining?
The good ship Rose, 200 tons and well armed. We lack but a brave captain, and now we have that. Or do you say otherwise?
Mr. Yo.
Aye, sir.
Tell me, would you know who ordered the death of Mr. Oxenham and of the men of Bedford?
Aye, the Governor General of La Guaira, sir. Don Guzman Maria Magdalena Sotomayor de Soto.
Very well. Then I know what course to set. Don Guzman and I shall meet very shortly.
Westward Ho!
We were 100 strong, every man a sailor and every man a soldier. Our days passed in drill with musket and cannon, bow and cutlass, and the nights with stories and fancies of the future.
Spanish Main stretches from Panama to the Orinoco, and every wave bears a galleon of Spanish plate.
It's somewhere in Peru. A city built all of gold. The Incas call it Manoa. Will we find it, lads? Will we?
The story goes that Cortez came within 3 days' march of El Dorado, and then turned back. May his folly be our fortune.
All hands look forward! I said, what? It's no ship. It's the fortress of La Guaira.
The New World, gold and silver and fabulous cities and Spanish galleons. We had come for them all, and now they lay before us. It was a desperate game, and the first play was about to begin. As dawn grayed in the east, we spied hard upon the floating guardians of La Guaira.
3 ships, my brother. 2 galleys of 100 oars and a great man of war.
And we outnumber them. It's 1 Englishman to only 3 Spaniards.
Sound the stations! Mr. Leona, that great galleon. She's the Madre Dolorosa that took Mr. Oxenham. Don Guzman himself is in command.
And our revenge is upon us. Helmsman, steer for the galleon.
Gunners, load and aim. Trumpet and drum, salute your queen.
We boarded the Spaniard, and 3 times were driven back. Don Guzman fought with the fury of a cornered lion. Then we boarded again. I cut my way almost to the governor's side when it happened.
The powder magazine! The Spaniard sinking! Back to our ship before we draw on with her!
Stood at our rail and watched the last of the Madre Dolorosa, until finally only a few spars floated on the heaving blue. The 2 Spanish galleys which remained turned about in panic and fled toward the protection of La Guaira.
Shall we follow them, Amyas?
Oh, what damage.
All topsails gone, baredoll at the waterline, 7, 10, and 16.
No, we will not follow.
Still a good beginning, Amyas, and good...
Go, Frank, go before he falls.
No. Too late, Amyas. Spanish arrow.
Gently, sir. If we may prop him against the cannon.
Amyas, the Don Guzman.
Yes.
I saw him swim to one of the galleys. He still lives.
And not for long. I came to avenge Oxenham. Now I stay to avenge my brother.
Stay for another reason. For England. Remember our plans, Amyas. Remember our...
I'll remember. I'll remember. The new world, a better world than the old. Heartbreak and battle come from the old world, but only for a time. The new world is our new chance, a new beginning, a new life. I shall not forget.
In just a moment, we will return to the second act of Westward Ho, starring Joseph Cotton. In the years when gallant blades with handlebar mustaches used to court Grandma, valentines were among the loveliest tokens of sentiment she received. If you ask her, you'll probably find she's cherished some of them to this very day. But you needn't look farther than the store where you buy your Hallmark cards to find that same old-time appeal in the Hallmark Valentines of this year. Here you'll find all the charm of yesteryear on Valentines as fresh as tomorrow. And because these are Hallmark Valentines, you'll find just the one you want to send to everyone you want to remember on that day. Mother and dad, sister and aunt, friends far away, or friends right down the street. And, of course, for that special someone, you want to say something special, too. That's because the words on a Hallmark card are so carefully chosen, making it possible for you to find a Hallmark card that says what you want to say, just the way you want to say it. So whether you're looking for old-fashioned charm or Valentines with the saucy smile of a leap-year miss, look for that familiar hallmark on the back of every Valentine you send. Then you'll be sure your friends will know you cared enough to send the very best. Now back to James Hilton and the second act of Westward Ho, starring Joseph Cotton.
An English sea captain paced the deck of his battered ship in that year of destiny, 1588. Like all years of destiny, it marked the climax of a long series of events. Years of fighting and rivalry on the high seas, which Captain Amyas could never forget.
We had won the sea battle off La Guara, but at too great a price. My brother was dead, nearly half my crew wounded, and the sea was pouring through a great hole in our side at a rate which would soon sink us.
What's to be done, Captain?
We have no choice. We must run the ship onto the beach and take to the jungle.
The jungle, sir?
That or stay here in sinking condition until Don Guzman sends a new fleet to end our day.
Aye, the jungle's welcome to us, Captain. They hadn't made us south, sir. There lies the golden city of the Incas. Show us Peru, sir, the city of Manor.
We beached the ship and burned it so that it might be of no use to the Spaniard. Then, laden with such weapons and food as we could carry, southward we struck. 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, but there was no Manowar. Then westward, 5 weary months, and then north again. The golden city of the Incas did not exist, only jungle and mountains, aye, and savages waiting for us with poisoned blow darts. And then, as if Providence wished to give us hope, we spied a rainbow. It rose from the mist of a great waterfall. There was a lake with soft grass at its edges and flowering trees drifting their petals onto the water. We threw ourselves into the lake, shouting and laughing like children.
Captain, do water nymphs speak with the voices of women?
There, behind that bush, it's a girl, a white girl. The men brought her to me, kicking and struggling and screaming. She was clothed in rags, yet more beautiful than a princess in England.
Captain, what's she talking about?
Whatever it is, I don't think it's very flattering. I think she wants us to go away. Yeah, you there. What's your name? Como se llama?
Ayacanora.
Ayacanora. That was her name. And she hated the Spanish. She had cause. She said her father had been an Englishman and the Spanish had killed him long ago. And then her mother and she had fled into the jungle. How many years had passed, she had no way of telling. Once I had convinced her that we were enemies of the Spanish, she clung to my arm and begged to go with us. She led us through the jungle by a secret path that only she knew. She brought us to the top of a hill and pointed to the sea beyond. Below us was a Spanish port, Cartagena, and in the harbor rode a great galleon. If we could take that, we would see England again.
It will cost us a pretty price, sir. We've lost many men, and the rest are sick. We have little powder.
It will cost us nothing, Mr. Drew, except cunning. Now look closely. You see those small boats going out to the galleon and back?
Aye, sir.
They're loading gold plate. Once the ship is filled, the crew will go ashore for a last night. While they carouse, we steal the small boats and go quietly aboard those we find on watch over the rail with them, and then hoist sail for home.
We'll do it, lads. Home with a cargo of Spanish gold.
3 nights later, we struck. By the time the Spaniards on shore discovered their stupidity, we were Eastward Ho, with a lively breeze. My worries were past, all save one. What was I to do with this strange young girl of the jungle? I decided that it was my duty to teach her the language of her father. She was a quick pupil. Soon she was able to ask all manner of questions about England, my home and country.
And will I be an English lady?
If you study hard.
Ayakanora will. So you will be proud of me.
I'm sure it doesn't matter. You'll stay with my mother.
Will she like me?
I don't know. Oh, yes, of course.
The same way you like me?
Now, no more questions. I've got things to do.
Senor Amyas,
Yes.
teach me how to say in English, te amo.
Te amo. Now, girl, will you let a man do his work? Go now. Go anywhere and leave me in peace. Not enough that I teach you English. Now I must find you a husband. Even before we dropped anchor at Bedford Town, I knew something great was afoot. The harbor was filled with armed merchantmen and ships of war. A letter was brought aboard from Sir Francis Drake. He was in Bedford and would see me at once.
The Spanish Armada has sailed, Captain. Spain means to destroy us once for all, to take the New World for her own and what she will of Europe.
Then farewell to our English laws and the rights of every man everywhere. Admiral Drake, command me as you will.
You will captain a stout ship, the Vengeance. You will sail with my squadron. May you do as bravely as that day before the fortress of Regueira.
Since you've heard of it, you must know it was no victory. Don Guzman still lives.
Aye, and fights again. He leads the flotilla of Aragon.
The name of his ship?
The Santa Catarina.
The Santa Catarina. And I sail the Vengeance. May it be so. So for the second time, I came home to Bedford only to sail off again. Ayakanora rowed out with me in the longboat. She was crying softly.
Senor Lee.
No, Ayakanora, no.
I am sorry.
You must help my mother. She'll need you. Smile. Not be afraid.
I will try.
So if something happens, I've money now. My mother will take care of you. You understand?
Yes, Senor Amyas.
You must study. You have many things to learn.
I will be an English lady.
Yes, and you'll have many friends. You'll find a husband.
Who?
A fine gentleman. He must be the best man in all Devon.
He will be.
Mm-hmm. You'll be happy with him, won't you? Of course you will be. You'll have fine children, many of them.
Yes.
And there's nothing to be afraid of, is there?
No. Senor Amyas, tell me what I must do if you come back.
Only this. Close your eyes.
Te amo. Te amo. You will come back.
I will, my dear. I will. We put out from Bedford Town, Salvation Yo, Master Drew, and a few others of my old crew, and joined the gathering fleet. A flimsy wall of wood and men to stand between tyranny and freedom. The day broke gray and ugly. Upon the horizon, high and white, the Spanish sails came toward us, a mighty crescent of ships. The Armada which all Europe calls invincible. From the deck of the Ark Royal, Admiral Drake's cannon gave signal for battle. Gentlemen, this day England fights alone, but she fights for all men everywhere and for all time to come. Gunners, begin! fleets melted into one, a vast floating volcano. Night came, and another day the battle went on. Up the channel past Portland, beneath the cliffs of Freshwater, off the Isle of Wight. 7 days, 8 days, 9 days. Gale and storm and fog added their terrors. And then suddenly, melting out of the mist, appeared a mighty spirit.
Captain! The Santa Caterina.
Ah, you know what answer to make to her.
She's burnt almost to the waterline, sir.
Aye. And yet Don Guzman still stands adeck. Enough of vengeance. I've had my fill. Don Guzman! Don Guzman!
He hears you. He raises his sword in salute.
I offer you quarter. Do you accept?
I am a Spaniard, sir. I take no quarter, save from my king and my God.
Look, sir. She sinks.
I have quarter that I cannot give.
Captain.
Oh, yes. Yo. Oh, has the Admiral's boat come alongside?
He's aboard, sir.
Oh. I stand here wool gathering.
A modest praise for such feats as you've done today, Sir Amyas.
Only the duty of an Englishman, sir. Sir? You called me sir?
Aye, and rightly. The Queen has report of your bravery and sends her compliments. Henceforth, my dear lad, you are Sir Amyas Leigh.
Sir Amyas Leigh. And soon there will be a Lady Ayakanora Leigh. Knighthood and honors. But what would they be without freedom? To be a free man and a free woman in a free country. The boast of tyranny has been met as it always must be, and the right of free men has prevailed as it must and as it shall always.
Cotton and James Hilton will return in a moment. Of all the compliments you ever receive, there's probably none you enjoy more than those to which you can reply, I'm so glad you like it because, you see, I made it myself. Here's a way to let your children experience this pleasure and at the same time teach them thoughtfulness and in a way all children will enjoy. It's with the Hallmark Make Your Own Valentine Kit. In this kit are gay red cards, lacy white panels, and special cutout designs. There are perky kittens, baby chicks, puppies, ducklings, appealing little animals that youngsters love. It's so easy because it's all done without scissors, paint, or glue. For only $1, this Hallmark kit contains the makings of 16 Valentines. There are other Hallmark make-your-own kits for as little as 50 cents. Ask for them at the store where you buy all of your Hallmark cards. Look for Hallmark on the cover of the box. The same symbol of quality you always look for on the back of a card when you care enough to send the very best. Here again is James Hilton.
Thank you, Joseph Cotton, for a grand performance. As always, you made this evening a very great occasion for us.
Well, it was a pleasure to be here. I always enjoy appearing on your Hallmark Playhouse. That reminds me, when Frank Goss talked about the Hallmark Make-Your-Own Valentine kits, I couldn't help thinking what a good idea that is, like so many of your Hallmark ideas.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, Joe. We appreciate the compliment.
Now, Jimmy, what have you for next week?
Next week, our story will be one of the great romances of literature, Jane Austen's novel, Persuasion. And to play its charming heroine, we welcome the return of Deborah Carr. Our Hallmark Playhouse is every Thursday. Our producer-director is Bill Gay. Our music is composed and conducted by David Rose. And our script tonight was adapted by Leonard St. Clair. Until next Thursday, then, this is James Hilton saying good night.
Hallmark cards that are sold only in stores that have been carefully selected to give you expert and friendly service. Remember, a Hallmark card when you care enough to send the very best. Joseph Cotton may currently be seen in the Metro Goldwyn Mayer production, The Man with the Cloak. The role of Aya Canora tonight was played by Charlotte Lawrence. Others in our cast were Joseph Kearns, Herbert Butterfield, Ted DeCorsia, and Eric Snowden. This is Frank Goss saying goodnight to you all until next week at the same time, when Hallmark Playhouse returns to present Deborah Carr in Jane Austen's novel Persuasion. And the week following, on Valentine's Day, a story of Clara and Robert Schumann starring Joan Fontaine. And the week after that, Herbert Eastover's Powder Mission on the Hallmark Playhouse. Stay tuned for Mr. Gideon, which will be heard over most of these stations. This is the CBS Radio Network.
This is KMBC of Kansas City.
And there you have it, Westward Ho, from 74 years ago, January 31st, 1952, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Not exactly Western adventure, but it deals with the West, moving from Europe to America. Up next, Fibber and Molly, but first, something special.
Let's listen to Rock Hudson and Doris Day in a brief moment from their new picture, Pillow Talk.
Hello?
Miss Morrow, my name is Brad Allen.
Yes?
Miss Morrow, why are you so fascinated with my personal affairs?
I'm not fascinated, Mr. Allen. Revolted.
Yes, it's all about the personal affairs, the uninhibited affairs of a carefree bachelor and a beautiful career girl.
Beautiful, but careful.
And don't guess what happens. Come see what happens.
Pillow talk. Another night I hear myself.
Rock Hudson and Doris Day, the perfect pair in every way for Pillow Talk. Co-starring Tony Randall and Thelma Ritter in color and CinemaScope. Pillow Talk.
It's what goes on when the lights go off.
You know, I think that would have been a fun movie to have gotten adapted to the Lux Radio Theater or such. Too bad it was released in 1959. Anyway, and could you imagine Pillow Talk in the McGee household? Let's head there right now. 71 years ago, January 31st, 1955, Fibber's dealing with a real garbage problem.
It's time for Fibber, McGee, and Molly. Sundays through Thursdays, NBC brings you Fibber, McGee, and Molly transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Len Levinson and directed by Max Hutto. Let's listen to Fibber and Molly for a moment before we get into our story.
McGee, if you happen to be downtown tomorrow, there's a sale on at the Bonton.
Whoop, hold it, kiddo. Isn't there a safer way to save money than bargain hunting?
There is. If you're thinking about the Prudential's new low-cost preferred whole life plan.
I'm thinking about it, Molly. And I admit if people want more family protection for their life insurance dollar, the preferred whole life plan is for them. It's really low cost. And to qualify, you just have to be between the ages of 21 and 59, in good physical shape, in a non-hazardous occupation, and need $10,000 or more of additional life insurance.
And when we say Prudential's preferred whole life is low cost, we mean it.
Particularly when you think about what this plan will provide. Income for the family if something happens to Dad, or if things go okay, money toward a carefree, independent retirement for Mom and Pop.
How about seeing your Prudential agent tomorrow? He'll be glad to show you how to make your family's future more secure through the Prudential, the company with the strength of Gibraltar.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to witness the beginning of a most unusual and baffling police case. The mystery of the missing McGee garbage can.
Caper got underway this afternoon at around 2. Give or take 10 minutes. I came out the back door, walked toward the alley. The sun had a wintry smile, like Humphrey Bogart during a mad love scene, and I shivered. Brr, sure is cold, Les.
Oh, hi, Mr. McGee. Sure is.
I'll be with you as soon as I dump this debris in our garbage. Can you tie that?
Why, what's the matter, Mr. McGee?
I can't see our can. That's funny. You see it anywhere, Les, our can?
No. No can see can. It'll probably turn up, though.
It better turn up. That was practically a brand new garbage can. That's a darn funny thing, you know it. It was here last night. You suppose somebody stole it, Les?
Well, say now, come to think of it, about 1 o'clock last night, I did hear some people talking out here in the alley. And there was a car motor idling.
A clue at last. I thanked Les and walked back in the house to talk things over with my ma. Hey, Molly, somebody's gone and stole our garbage bucket.
Somebody's what?
Our brand new garbage can that you got down at the Bonton last month. It's been stolen.
Oh, it'll probably turn up, dearie. Maybe somebody picked it up by mistake, or maybe the garbage man carried it off by accident.
Or maybe somebody stole it. Hand me the phone. Thanks.
Who are you calling?
Police. Who else? Hello, operator. Give me the police station. This is Fibber. Gee whiz, Molly, it's Mert.
I'm not surprised.
How's every little thing, Mert? It is, eh? What's, eh? Your cousin on the basketball team. He was high man in the game Saturday, huh?
Well, good for him. How many points did he score?
Didn't score any.
Well, how could he be high man?
He's 8'6". He just stands with his head in the bucket so the other team can't get the ball through. And what say, Mert? Police station's busy, huh? Well, when you get him, have the guy in charge of larceny call me back, will you? Thanks. Going to call me back.
Good.
In about 15 minutes, give or take 10 either way, the telephone rang. I hurried to answer it.
79 Wistful Vista, Molly McGee speaking.
But my wife had beaten me to it.
It's for you, McGee.
Hello? You want F. McGee?
No, I hear he wants me.
Who you?
Detective Lieutenant Dolan.
Oh, yeah. You're the guy in charge of thieves, ain't you?
I'm in charge of apprehending thieves, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, well, you'll do, Loot. I want you to come out to our house and investigate the disappearance of our garbage can.
Speak louder, please. It sounded like you said garbage can.
Precisely, my dear Dolan. You been having a wave of hot garbage can thefts lately?
No, you been having a wave of hot flashes lately?
What you mean by that, Buster?
I mean, this is a police force, not the sanitation department. We don't fool around with vanishing incinerators, missing rubbish, disappearing debris, or gone garbage.
But this was a valuable...
If your garbage was valuable, mister, come down and file a property report.
Oh.
And we'll send you out to the city dump and let you identify it. Better bring along a couple of witnesses who can swear it's yours, and after we've run the usual investigation, you'll probably get it back. But if I were you, I'd just forget the whole thing and make a fresh start. Goodbye.
Well, of all the...
Said no, huh?
In 4,000 or 5,000 words, yes. And by George, this thing is getting my back up. That's what this thing is getting my back. We'll see about it if somebody can steal a guy's personal property like this and me not get it back or not.
Oh, McGee, it only costs $3.98. I'll call the Bonton and order a new...
Oh, no, you don't. I'll run my own investigation, Mrs. McGee. After all, I wasn't a member of the Volunteer Civil Defense Police Squad at one time for nothing, was I?
Yes, you were. You never got a cent for it.
I got experience, though. I know the ins and outs of the criminal mind, my dear. The haunts and hideouts of the lawless.
Oh, now don't go getting mixed up in a lot of trouble.
Don't you trouble your curly little mind. I know what I'm doing. I'm just going downtown and mosey along Skid Row. Going to case the pawn shops and look for a fence who handles hot garbage cans.
Back to Wistful Vista in a minute.
Have you discovered Dial Shampoo? It's the new shampoo that does something exciting to your hair. Listen.
Sparkle, sparkle, your hair too. Sparkles after Dial Shampoo. Dial Shampoo gets your hair clean. Dial Shampoo gives your hair sheen. Diamond sparkle, that's for you when you use Dial Shampoo.
Yes, your hair will have that diamond sparkle look the very first time you use Dial Shampoo. This new shampoo is specially made to give your hair a priceless sheen, an extra brightness. With Dial Shampoo, you get loads of lanolated lather. It's a creamy, rich lather, gentle but thorough, and it leaves your hair soft and easy to manage. Buy Dial Shampoo in the unbreakable squeeze bottle.
Diamond sparkle, that's for you when you use Dial Shampoo. Dial Shampoo.
swung off Oak Street onto 13th. Skid Row. A dead-ratted cloud shut off the sun like an unpaid light bill. All around me were the sullen, broken faces of sullen, broken men. I went on, watching and pretending not to watch, walking and pretending not to walk, when suddenly a heavy hand, give or take 20 pounds, fell on my shoulder.
Hello, McGee. What are you doing in this dirty neck of the woods?
Oh, my gosh, you scared me, Doc. Hey, what's the idea of creeping up on a guy like a suit of woolen underwear?
What's the idea of you sneaking from doorway to doorway like a kid playing cops and robbers?
That's exactly what I'm doing, Doc. Only I'm not playing. Somebody stole our garbage can.
Stole it?
Our brand new garbage can.
Well, if you're looking for a replacement, Sonny, I wouldn't recommend Skid Row. Why don't you try Vista Heights? You can snag a much handsomer garbage pail in that neighborhood than you can here.
I'm not here to steal a replacement, you big slander slinger. I'm down here sleuthing around to dig up a clue on where's ours at.
Oh, fine. You think one of these characters is going to stroll by with it on his arm, maybe?
No, I don't think on his arm, maybe. What I do think is that somewhere around this neighborhood, there's a hawk shop that'll buy anything, including hot garbage buckets. And I'm going to find out which one it is.
Well, I wish you luck, Sherlock. And I'm sure if such a ridiculous place exists, you'll find it.
Thank you, Doctor.
Because if there was ever a man equipped for a job, you're the man.
Thank you, Doctor.
In fact, if I were organizing a posse to run down stolen buckets, I'd make you head man. So good luck, Buckethead.
To say I was burnt up don't quite tell the story. Like Jonah listing his occupation as sea traveler. I continued down 13th Street, dismissing Doc Gamble from my mind. I must have gone 4 or 5 blocks, give or take a couple of miles. Either way, when I caught sight of a sign. Sam's Used Umbrella and Hand-Me-Down Miscellany Store. We buy and sell anything. Well, grease my hide and call me oily. This is the place. I sidled up to the door, casual-like, and gave it the once-over. Twice. Then buttoning my overcoat high around my chin, give or take a couple, I opened the door and entered. The inside of the store was like being kissed by an elephant. Messy. Out of the gloom loomed a character who reminded me of a defective inner tube.
Yes? What can I do for you, stranger?
Oh, hi. You the fella runs this place?
Yes, that's right. What can I do for you, sir?
Well, I was thinking. That is, I was wondering about garbage cans. Now, not new ones, just nearly new ones. Much of a market hereabouts? I mean, if anybody offered you a batch of them, would you buy them? They'd be worthwhile handling, huh?
Garbage cans? You said garbage cans?
Yeah, sure, you know. The kind they use for garbage. You deal in them, huh? No questions asked and all stuff like that there? On account of I guess you'd say I'm interested.
Suppose you come back in half an hour and see my partner.
Oh, you got a partner? Silent partner? Okay, I'll be back. I was on the scent at last. My hunch was paying off. The next half hour passed as slow as trying to get a whale through a revolving door. I staked myself out in a neighborhood drinkery, downing root beer after root beer, until it was time to float out and meet Sam's silent partner. The minute I returned, I knew he was there, too, because he came out from the gloom and spoke.
You the party interested in garbage cans?
Yeah, that's right. What you getting for medium-sized, almost new, hardly slightly used buckets these days? With lids, of course.
What do you care what we get for 'em, buddy? You're only interested in what we'd pay you for 'em, aren't you?
Now, wait a minute. You're going too fast for me.
How many you got to sell, buddy? Where'd you get 'em? Where are they stashed away? Where'd you pick 'em up?
Say, who are you asking all them questions, and where's Sam?
Never mind him. Just take a look at my badge, buddy. I'm Lieutenant Dolan of the Theft Detail.
Dolan? Oh, I know you.
Sure, most of the guys in your racket do. Come on along, buddy. We're going down to headquarters and talk about those garbage cans you've been lifting.
Hey, now, wait a minute. You think I've been stealing garbage cans?
That's the general idea. Only when some guy named McGee called up and told me about it, I thought he was off his rocker.
Hey, McGee, that's me.
Now you're off your rocker. Come on, quietly, or I'll put the cuffs on you.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. Everyone called him an ugly man. He wasn't really, leastwise not when he smiled.
That was the thought in Mary Todd's mind as she prepared a snack for Mr. Lincoln the first time he came calling. Don't miss Mary and Abe Lincoln's captivating love story in the condensation of the best-selling book, Love is Eternal by Irving Stone, in the February issue of Woman's Home Companion. Read how this shy backwoodsman proposed to Mary, why he didn't have the courage to announce their engagement, in the first part of a condensation of Love is Eternal. And in the same issue, you'll want to read the never-before-told story of Joan Crawford, the woman. Why didn't her 3 marriages work out? Learn about her desire to have a family and what she did when she found out she couldn't. Read The Story I've Never Told by Joan Crawford. Get your copy of Woman's Home Companion today. You just can't afford to miss it.
And I had to do quite a bit of explaining to Lieutenant Dolan before I got you out of that calaboose.
Well, thanks, kiddo.
I couldn't seem to make him understand why anybody would spend the whole day looking for a lost garbage can. And you know something? The more I tried to explain it to him, the more I couldn't understand it myself.
It wasn't lost. It was stolen, and they're not going to get away with it. Tomorrow I'll find that garbage can.
Oh, dear.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Fibber McGee and Molly is an NBC Radio Network production transcribed, with Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Gamble, Robert Easton as Les, Barney Phillips as Sergeant Dolan, and Herb Bygram as Sam. Well, you heard Mr. McGee. He's going to stay with this case until he solves it. So tune in tomorrow night for another thrilling episode in the mystery of the missing garbage can.
Where's the garbage can? Fibber McGee and Molly going back to January 31st, 1955, 71 years ago here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit our webpage at classicradio.stream and join us tomorrow as we get to some funny stuff with Amos and Andy, Screen Directors Playhouse production of Take a Letter, Darling, starring Rosalind Russell and Fred MacMurray, The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix, and The Great Gildersleeve. That's all coming up on tomorrow's Classic Radio Theater. See you then. I'm Wyatt Cox.